Thank you guys for joining me today. As I was praying, I was going through the list of the topics we've compiled, prayed about it. Today I felt called to do something a little bit different, something I haven't done in a long time. We're going to see how this goes. Today I'm going to tell you my story so that you can understand the way that the puzzle pieces of life can come together for you when it feels like you're not really sure what's happening or why. Okay. So let's start with a prayer. If everybody wants to hold hands. Let's take a big deep breath here. Ground in, put your feet flat on the floor. God, guardians, homies in the sky, thank you. Thank you, thank you for this opportunity to be alive today, for the spirit and energy surging through me. Thank you for the abundance, for the connections, for the health, for the wealth. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for my ability to respond to my life, for the choice and for the freedom that I have and that everyone here on this earth has. Thank you for all of the blessings. Today, as we walk in faith, let us do so with a complete knowing that all that we ask for, wish for, and desire is already happening for us. That we have everything we need within us to walk through life with ease and grace, and with a deep confidence and understanding that we ourselves have the responsibility and accountability to create whatever we desire. Help us stay in our integrity and our truth and our love and our power and our infinite wisdom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. So I was raised in a very small Mormon town in Utah. And my family was pretty in it. They were in the illusion, right? Money, wealth, all the things. And I was raised to meet other people's needs, to fit into society as a woman, as a certain role, to contain myself, to filter myself. And I'm going to fast forward to past the age of 15, because my inner child and everyone's inner child, as we talk about responding to life today, as we talk about moving through trials, obstacles, standing in our power, I want you guys to understand that trauma and obstacles and challenges are in no way, shape, or form ever God, source, universe trying to test you. And your strength, who you are today, is not because of your trauma. What your trauma did, what your pain did, what your obstacles did, they did not create you into the person that you are today. What they did was they showed you how you respond. You didn't need them. You didn't deserve it. Okay, and I say these things because for a long time, when I talked about my childhood trauma, which I will not today, when I talked about my childhood trauma, oh, we're gonna pause. Jets, can anybody hear the jets besides me? No? Okay, cool, I'll keep going then. But when I talked about my childhood trauma for a really long time, I noticed that I was trying to learn and grow and become better from it. But as undeserving as all people are, children are even more undeserving of that trauma. And so to try to justify it or say, I became this, this, and this because of this trauma that occurred to me at these young ages, when I was the responsibility of another human, it doesn't feel fair or right. So I'm going to start with the first few hard things I encountered 15 and older. I say 15 and older because I graduated high school and moved out at a young age. And that's where I really started to take accountability for my life. One of the things that I've learned, and one of the things that I know is my gift and why I'm in front of you today, is because of my ability to respond to life. Who I am as a person, who you guys are as people. We have an innate ability within us to respond to life in a way that gives us choice, power, and freedom. When I was in high school, I didn't have a great experience. I was very smart, always got straight A's, and never really tried. I got into a lot of trouble in high school. And because of that, I was put into a lot of really dangerous situations, a lot of really violent situations. And so the way that I responded was, I have to get myself out of this. And so I worked really hard in school and I graduated early. When Hurricane Katrina hit, I remember this moment. I was 15 years old. My heart shattered when I remember vividly, I was watching an Oprah Winfrey show and she was showing footage and talking to some people, and my heart shattered. And what my brain did was it said, what do we do? And as a 15-year-old, I organized in my town 6 semi trucks and we filled them full of food and we drove them to New Orleans and we handed them out. And that's how I was able to take control of my pain, was by taking action. When I was diagnosed with cancer at 21 and was sitting in the Huntsman Cancer Institute, what I did was I felt into my pain. And I said, how can I create from this? And I created a fundraiser for people who were going through the same type of cancer I had. And I invested my time and energy into that. I invested my time and energy into getting my master's degree and taking parenting classes, because I was in a clean room and I couldn't see my 9-month-old son or my 3-year-old daughter. And I had 2 options in that hospital bed. I could lay there and cry and give up and let my body wilt away, or I could use every moment that I had in that room, that space, to make myself better, to create a different opportunity, to create change in the world. That was how I responded to life. With the traumas and abuses that have been inflicted upon me, and I'm not going to say them because of all the trigger warnings, and you guys know my story, but I've taken that and I've created change. When I was in the school system, when there was the gang violence and the suicides and the homicides, I created plans and systems, and I went to my students' houses every day. And we prayed and we meditated. And when I saw that I couldn't fix the system, I started to work with the parents. And that's how my coaching business started, was working with these moms and dads who were deeply ingrained in an unfair social system. And I started creating change. And it's from the change that I saw in my students' parents' lives that brought me to coaching. That was 8 years ago. The universe wasn't testing me. I didn't do something bad, and so I deserved to go through the things that I went through. These things that happen in life aren't tests, but what we do have in these moments are an ability to dive deep within ourselves and respond in a different way. We can choose, which a lot of people are doing right now, we can choose to spew more toxins and more anger. We get really mad and we can say, fuck you, homie. I don't deserve this. Or we can say, oh, I am a divine being here having a human experience, and how I respond to this moment, what I move through. Who I become from this defines me, and I, and only I, have the power and ability and control to do that. Will I choose to be in integrity with myself? This is not anybody else's standards. I'm not saying everyone who has cancer needs to go start a foundation, right? That's my story. That's my life. I'm saying for you, how are you responding to the reality you're walking through right now? Because it's in your response to that that breeds more, creates more of what you desire. So if I were to respond to somebody else's hatred or hurt towards me with more hatred and hurt, sure, it's valid, right? Whatever you feel is valid, but know this, what you're going to create from that response is more hatred and hurt. Instead, what you can do is, wow, if this individual needs to spew toxin at me, they must be hurting. And this is not okay with me. So I will remove myself from this situation and find love for myself, right? But I don't need to spew back at that person. Whatever your situation might be, what you put out into the world, how you choose to respond to life's events is what you create for yourself. Life is hard for everyone in every way. Of course, there are different levels of it. I truly believe that we are able, each and every one of us, to handle whatever is put in front of us. And it's the way we respond that cultivates the next pattern. And so, you know, it doesn't have to be one series of unfortunate events after another. You can go through deep anguish, and it doesn't have to knock you off your feet the way it did before. If you can learn how to respond, yes, this hurts. Yes, this sucks. Yes, this is unfair. Let it out, say all the things, and then take a deep breath and choose to create something different. That is what being a master of yourself is about, being to alchemize the shit and turn it into something beautiful. Right? It's exactly what the earth does. If you've ever composted, right? You have all this muck and garbage and waste, and oh my God, it creates the most nutrient rich soil so that new life can grow, right? Now imagine if you just let it go to waste and you didn't do anything with it. It's going to do nothing. But when you're intentional with the muck and the garbage and the pain and the obstacles, and you say, I have a choice here. It's not fair. It doesn't feel good. This isn't okay, but I have a choice here. And how I'm going to respond, that's what makes you. I am where I'm at today because I continuously respond to life based on what I desire. Big deep breath. And you always have a choice. So as we sit here in this moment, I know there's a lot. I just want you to close your eyes. Let's put one hand on our heart, one hand on our belly here. Take some big deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And I want you to imagine all of the worries, the doubts, the fears, whatever obstacles you might have in front of you. I want you to see it. I want you to honor it. And I want you to allow it to sit with you, to move through you. And as you see it, form a ball of it in your sacral. A big ball of all these worries, all these doubts, all these fears. Breathing life into that. And putting both hands on your sacral now, right below your belly button. I want you to move energy from your hands, golden, pure energy, into your womb space for women, right above your pelvic bowl, under your belly button. And just move beautiful golden energy. As you see that big ball of gunk, worry, obstacles, I want you to see it being blasted, alchemized, transformed. I want you to see in front of you the reality you desire, focusing on how it feels, the experiences you have, the people you see, the way you feel in your body, what you smell, the fabrics around you, the experiences you have, feel it all. And as you do, alchemizing all of that obstacle, pull it out of your belly and raise it up into the air. Coming back to yourself. Big, deep breath. Repeat after me. I always have a choice. My ability to respond to life is my superpower. Big, deep breath. I have the freedom to do anything I desire. Awesome. Thank you guys. I'm going to stop the recording now and we'll go into a little conversation.